In this video, I'll discuss about improvements in version 1.1 of Live for Lives over version 1.0. Version 1.0 was the first release which comprised of complete project lifecycle. Current version, which is version 1.1, is first set of major improvements on top of that. This is the list of features that I'll be discussing in this video. There are 7 sets of features and each of them expand to show more contents. I'll be checking these checkboxes as corresponding features get discussed. Let's start with a brief overview of these features and then we'll discuss each of them in detail. Let's start with real-time notifications. In User Home, whenever there is a new post related to a project that you are following, you will be notified about that in real time. Similarly, whenever there is a new co-follower joining a project that you are following, you will be notified about that too in real time. Next is image compression, resizing and multi-sizing, and file upload preview. We don't store images directly, rather we compress them into standard sizes and then store on server. Also, we keep multiple sizes of same image to show them at different locations. For example, for preview, a small size version will be used, whereas for full size view, full size version will be used. Another improvement is no matter what the file type be it text file, PPT, PDF or anything, we provide preview before upload. Next point is, earlier we had limited database of localities, academic institutes and companies, and we used to have drop down to choose them. With new release, we have great list of all these and we provide autocomplete search boxes as input medium for them. Points 5 and 6 are related to enhancing navigational experience of user. Finally, there are some miscellaneous features such as co-followers list has sort by option, newsfeed has truncated text with show more option, and header is redesigned for better user experience. Now let's discuss each of these topics in details. Let's start with real-time notifications. I'll quickly log in as two different users to illustrate this. Now let's go to user home of both the users. In the user home of this user, you can see the counts showing updates in news feeds and co-followers since the time they were last viewed on. Once user clicks on any of these to see the contents will be marked as red and the count will be reset to 0. For example, if we go there, it will list all the co-followers for that project in that location, and you can notice that the count that was earlier 7 over here now got reduced to 0, so it is not showing up over here. Now let's go to the other user. In this user's user home, we can notice that there is no project that is being followed by him. So let's go to the project in Delhi and let's just follow it. Now you need to refresh this user home. Now you can see that the user is now following that project. Now if we go to the previous user, we can notice that there is one new co-follower over here. So if we come back to this later on, then we can see that uh, the user that followed just now got added over here. And since this list is in reverse chronological order of joining, so you can get to know which user joined recently. Let's now see how real-time notifications work for news feeds. Let's see news feeds of this project. No feeds to show right now. Now let's go to the other user's account and make him follow this project and post something on newsfeed. That project was in Ghaziabad, so going over there. Let's follow this. So we can see it over here that he got added over here. Now if we go back to the previous user, so now we can see that this user just now followed it. Now let's create some newsfeed on behalf of that user. So you can see that the new post got added over here. Now if we go back to the previous user, you can see that there's one new notifications over here. This got updated in real time. Now we can see this feed by going over here. So this is how real-time notifications work with newsfeed. So now let's go back to the checklist and see the next item that we have to discuss. We just now finished real-time notifications for newsfeed and co-followers, so just marking them over here. Now let's move on to the next section. In this section, I'll discuss quickly about image compression and preview of files being uploaded. Let's go to user profile page first. User profile page can be reached by clicking on the header link with name. Now let's try updating profile image. This image we can see the pixel size, it is 1488 by 1896, just write it down somewhere. And we can see it's 511 KB. Let's just note it down also. Now if we choose this image and choose this as profile image, so you can see the preview of this image over here before upload. Now if we save this, so it says that it got updated. Now let's notice size of this image. And let's also notice size of this image. We can see that profile image was stored as 150 pixel by 191, whereas the header image is stored as 75 by 95 pixel. We can just compare it with the size that we noted over here. So original size was 1488 by 1896. So see the difference. Also, let's notice the size in terms of space on memory. So it's 8 KB only, and this one is 3 KB, which is drastic reduction from the original 511 KB. I will quickly restore my profile image. Similarly, image optimization is done at rest of these places. Next, I'll quickly show you how preview looks at rest of these places. So let's go to user home next. Here, if we create a new post, then we have an option to choose files for the post. Let's choose some of the files of different types basically. So you can see that preview of both text file and image is shown over here. So you can just go to these links and see the file themselves. When you deselect these images, then they will basically disappear. Moving next to logbook. So in create new log, you can choose files. So let's see how they look. So here also preview of all types of files will be visible. We covered these just now. We'll see update post later on with miscellaneous items. Now let's quickly see edit project location page, create new project, and edit project page. These can be reached from anywhere, basically from project leader home. So let's go there. So create new project, let's open that. These are links to edit these projects for that particular location. Let's open one. Let's open the project, edit project page basically. Now in edit project page, if we choose a new file, new image basically, then this is going to be preview of that over here. So now going to edit project location page. If you do create new album, then basically if you choose some files over here, then it will look something like this. And if you try to add new photographs to an existing album, let's say variety of activities, then it will look like this. So here is a preview. Now let's quickly finish the create new project page. In this, basically let's fill dummy data. So in summary step also you can see the image preview is over here. Now let's go back to the checklist. So we just now saw edit project location page parts and the create new project parts and edit project page part also. So let's close this. Next point is about completion of these databases. Let's try them out in user profile page. Here if we go to professional educational background and we do add workplace, then basically we can add new workplace over here. Let's call it, so it's Oracle I was searching for. So Oracle Corporation, Oracle Financial Services. Let's choose Oracle Corporation. So you can see that Oracle Corporation got added over here. Similarly for add education, now let's delete these newly added things. Now let's try out localities. So right now I haven't added any address over here. Let's add something. So you can see autocomplete search box working here. Let's just save it and let's mark show address to my profile visitors. So you can see my address over here. Now going back to checklist. So we just now finished user profile page over here. Now let's go to NGO Manager Home. So inside NGO Manager Home, there is the section Manage Addresses, where manager manages addresses of NGO. So here also you can see the following of these search boxes. For example, if I change city from Delhi to, let's say, Greater Noida, then basically if I choose something, let's say Alpha, so there are two Alpha sectors in Greater Noida. It's called Alpha 2. Let's just update this, and you can see that this got updated over here. And similarly, if you have something like this, you can just change it from here. Let's keep Delhi itself. Let's put something familiar with our one extension. And so it got updated. So similarly, other addresses can also be updated. Now let's try adding a new address. So here also you can basically select a city, let's say Gurgaon, and we choose some DLF. So these are different options. So these are basically the autocomplete search bars that we are talking about. So that's it. Moving back to the checklist. So we finished this just now. Now let's move on to the next section, which deals with advanced user experience with tabs. Let's see user profile page for that first. This one. Here, if you notice this URL of this particular section that is open right now, then that's focus is equal to contact. And if we go to basic information, then focus is equal to basic is updated in URL. And notice one thing, that this entire left hand side panel doesn't reload when any of the LHS link is clicked. For example, let's say professional educational background is clicked, then this part, the left hand side part, didn't reload, only right hand side part reloaded. And similarly, header is also constant throughout. For example, let's go to contact information. These two parts, header and left hand side, are intact, and rest of the parts are changing, while URL is also changing. So the purpose of having unique URL is that if you reach out to this page directly, you can basically see that particular section directly. Now let's go to next section in demo checklist. We just now completed user profile page for this purpose, and now let's go to user home, which is this one. In this, if we go to create new post, then you can see that URL got updated over here. Then in logbook also URL got updated. Then if you see feeds also, here also URL got updated. And the notice the difference that in left hand side the panel doesn't reload when you click on any of the left hand side button, and header also doesn't reload. Only the right hand side part gets reloaded. And the beauty of this URL is that you can just open this new tab and share it with anyone, and you can just open that section directly. So let's try this with one more thing. Let's say logbook, and basically you can open this directly over here. Now let's move again to demo checklist to see next thing. So we just now completed user homepage. LHS links on NGO Manager homepage and other homepages are similar, so we are not going to discuss them separately. Let's go to the next part, which is page numbers being maintained in URL, and it is also correlated to the previous one. So let's go to user home first to see this. So let's say we go to logbook, and we navigate to some other page, then basically page number is maintained. So if you later on refresh or open this in a new page, then basically you can reach out to that page directly. And let's say we went to third page and then fourth page and then sixth page. Now let's go back to back thing, then it's fourth, then third, and then second, and then one, and then back will take you to create new post, and forward will also do the same thing. So you can see that left hand side is not getting reloaded, and header is also not getting reloaded, only right hand side is reloaded, and URL gets changed, and there's smooth navigation throughout. So that's an enhancement in user experience with respect to navigation and URLs. Now let's go back to the checklist. So we just now finished user home, logbook. Similarly, newsfeeds and co-followers will also look, but right now they don't have that much data to show the pagination. They just have one page right now. So anyways, let's move on to project browsing page. We don't have sufficient number of projects on production to show pagination, so let's see that on localhost itself. So here you can see that currently page number 1 is there, so nothing is there in URL. Now if we go to page number 2, then URL gets updated and page number 3 gets updated, so you can reach out to these URLs directly later on. So this completes pagination with page number in URL. Now let's go to the last section, which is miscellaneous features. Here first item is sort by feature in co-followers list. So let's see that. This is a co-followers list, and we can see that currently the items are arranged in reverse chronological order of followed on time. So if we want, we can change the sorting order to name. Now these are arranged in alphabetic order of name. Now let's go to next item in demo checklist, which is show more and show less feature in text of newsfeed at user homepage. So let's go to user homepage again, and let's create a new post. Let's write a big message over here, and then just select the project and post it. So it got posted, you can see over here. And now if we go here, we can see that this message was too long. Actually right now the limit is 300 characters, so in case message is too long, so read more comes in and text gets truncated, and if you click on read more, then it will read whole text, and if you click read less, then it will truncate text. Now let's see how edit works with this. So now we can see that it maintains the state. Now let's cut a large part of this text. Now since this new text is smaller in size, so there is no read more thing, but again if we make it bigger, then read more will come in picture. So that's the feature. And another thing I wanted to show over here is the preview of different files that we skipped earlier. So this is how if you want to update a post with new files, then preview will be shown over here before upload. Now going back to demo checklist. So we have done show more option. Now let's see redesign of header. In any of the pages we can notice the redesign of header. Profile image comes on left hand side, and then there is name, which has link to user profile page, and there are different homes thereafter, and then we have logout. So this completes the entire demo for this version.